What happens when 6 planets align? A new moon seeds a new beginning. A total solar eclipse opens a new 18-month cycle. The Lion Gate completes its transmission, and a meteor shower peaks, all on the same day. You step through the most powerful portal of the decade. Welcome to The Portal is Open, the Great Convergence. My name is Brother Jimmie, and today I'm here with my son, Tommy Truthful, and we are going to hold a grounded, heart-led conversation around what is moving through the sky and what is moving through you. You do not need to perform, solve, or force anything today. You're invited to receive, listen to your body, and take only the next true step. So we're going to get into a lot of great information. There has not been anything like this in a decade. That's how powerful it is. So make sure to share, like, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and share it around, because get more people on, and whether it's here on the live or in the recording, because this information is so important. What you're going to do over the next few months and over the next 18 months as our new moon and this solar eclipse opened up that 18-month window. It's going to be super powerful. So we're going to get deep into that. We're going to talk about that. So again, what happens when 5 cosmic currents arrive on one day? You're entering one unified transmission. The planets speak, the new moon seeds, the eclipse opens, the Lion Gate completes, and the meteor shower celebrates it all on the same day, the meteor shower peaking and going through the next couple days. So we have not seen anything like this again for the last decade. That's how powerful it is. So I'm going to bring on my son, Tommy, and me. We're going to get into some really good stuff for you all today. He's got some wonderful stuff. We got a lot to cover. Please, if you have some paper and a pen, or you want to take some notes, do that. If you want to watch it again, do it. Think about what we're going to talk to you about today. It's really, really important. The numerology of today, it's number 3, expression, creativity, divine communication. Today, the universe is speaking. And I can tell you from my own self, I was talking to my son before we started this live, that my stomach this afternoon, I got hit all at once with this energy. And it was when the eclipse went in play, and I got smashed in my stomach and I was getting dizzy. I actually literally have my grounding mat. And let me come on the camera for y'all. Hey, everybody, love y'all. I actually have my grounding mat right now. I'm standing on it. And I was at the ocean this morning doing my grounding in the ocean, doing my walking in the ocean, talking to my soul family, spirit guides, the divine Heavenly Father, creator, and all of the different angels and all of that. Have a communication, build relationships with the things that are around you that you cannot see. Okay, you have creation that's seen and creation that's unseen. But son, I want to talk to you. Let's go to you now and talk a little bit about what you've got here on what is happening, because this is, again, something that hasn't been seen in the last decade.
Hey, Pops, how you doing today? How's everybody in the chat? Our sister Honey there. Hey, Honey. She's not with us today, but she'll be with us on the next one, guys. So yeah, exciting time. Like Dad was saying, over the next 18 months, we're going to have some major astrological alignments. Today, August 12th, we know we have the total solar eclipse in Leo. And then August 28th, we have the partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. But that 18 number, Pops, it's interesting because back in July of 2026, I believe it was July 26th, actually, this year, is when the lunar node officially shifted into Aquarius North. In Leo, the South node shifted into Leo. In astrology, this marks the beginning of a brand new 18.6 year Nodal Cycle. So marking it one of the most significant astrological events in 2026. It all lines up with Leo, guys. And when you look into Leo, it's fascinating because Leo equals that sovereignty, that sovereign power, the symbolism of Leo: courage, sovereignty, leadership, protection, solar power. What is the ruling planet of Leo? It's the sun. And all these events are happening with the sun as we are in Leo. We just had the Lionsgate portal on 8/8 in Leo, and now we're having the eclipse in Leo. So this is a big thing for all you Leos out there, Pisces. It's really going to amplify for you guys. I mean, it's happening for everyone, but for you guys even more. And this is a big transformation time. The lion really asks you to stop shrinking yourself to fit in with that old identity and step into the person you are now becoming. That's that sovereignty energy. So yeah, it's exciting, Pops.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're saying that, because you and I are going through certain things within the business world, right, of our businesses, and we're looking at what's serving our higher purpose and what's not, and whatever isn't, we're moving from it. And everyone needs to look at that in their life, like what is serving your highest purpose and what is not serving your highest purpose, and get away from what is not. Because when you hold on to what is not serving your purpose at the highest level, it blocks what is there waiting for you to release it. So it literally blocks it. It'll stop it from coming to you if you don't release it, if you don't get rid of it. And my son and I, we spent a lot of time, we're talking and working and going over things and looking at everything. And, we are always looking at, okay, what is not serving the purpose of our mission, right? I'll be very clear with you. I know what my mission is. One of it was to build the spiritual community, Step Into Your Power, with my son Tommy and sister Honey. Okay, and that is growing. We have over 10,000 people in that community now, and it's just getting out of beta. And how it's going to grow and grow, and the things that are happening in stepintoyourpower.com is amazing. And it's a free community of light. If you want to get involved in Ascension Mastery and help us build a new world and get involved in sacred projects, or bring a sacred project that fits what we're doing to the table, we have that available. But the community is free for everyone. And there is nothing but love there, love and light and support for each other. And that's what we need. I was telling your son again, I felt that. I told you my stomach just went, like it, right when that eclipse was happening, it just twisted. And then I got really, really dizzy. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And by the way, when you put your fingers together like this helps with your third eye. Okay, this helps with your communication to the divine. And when that hit me, what I did was I put my fingers, you all see, I do that a lot. And I always am working with my hands, because your hands are portals. I mean, you got so much energy running through your hands. But I did that, and I closed my eyes and I just started breathing. And that calmed it down a little bit. But what a beautiful day. Back to you, sir.
It clears them chakras, what my dad's talking about. They're not symbols for darkness like we've been lied to for so long. It's actually all about releasing your chakras. But Dad, it's interesting that you believe that, or you mentioned that, talking about the outdated identities, clearing out the old patterns. So the lion is pretty much a symbol of a guardian, right? And then we have the Lionsgate portal. So if you think about it, across ancient cultures, the lion represents the guardian of sacred spaces, temples, thrones, gates, divine authority. And this really fits with the lion's gate, because a gate represents a threshold in as far as symbolism goes, guys. And the lion represents the power required to cross it. Put them together, you got the archetypal message. You don't cross the lion's gate as the same person who approached it. So you are being asked to leave something behind, like an outdated identity, an old pattern, a limitation, a fear, a version of yourself that has already served its purpose. And then you cross the threshold as the new you. So that's the thought behind the alchemical transformation of the Lion's Gate when it comes to yourself and working on yourself in that inner alchemy. Back to you, Pops.
Yeah, it's interesting. And, again, we've got some great segments, but I want to give some personal experience because I want you all to know that, we're like you. No one's better than anybody. Okay. We're all part of the divine. We all are in the divine. We are all made of the divine. If it wasn't for the divine, we wouldn't have a heartbeat. We wouldn't have breath. We wouldn't have anything. But I had two very interesting dreams. Okay. And pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. And one of them was I was in a house of, they were really my second cousins, but they were like my aunt and uncle. Okay. They were elders and they were like my aunt and uncle. I knew them as Aunt Marianne and Uncle Dan. And I was in their house and all of a sudden water, like sprinkling, was coming down. It looked like a shower, like you're in a shower. It was just coming down in every room. And I was looking for the source of where this water was coming from. And I went into this room where there was two tubs. And these two tubs were full and they had petals in them, flower petals. And then I was looking for the source of what did this. And it was a baby smiling. And I picked the baby up and I embraced the baby. Put that into ChatGPT or Gemini and have that dream interpreted. It's pretty incredible. About like it correlates with this whole situation that's going on energetically with the planets and everything that's happening today and what's happened, what was happening, before today. And then the next dream I had the very next night was I was pulling out, I don't know if you all ever seen those little zip ties, like you'll take electronic cords and you'll zip tie them or whatever. I was pulling them out of my throat. And then all of a sudden, after I pulled them out, hair I was pulling out of my throat. Put that dream into one of these AIs and have it interpret and see what that means. And when you put the two dreams together, it correlates perfectly with what my son just said about Leo and the fact that we all, because look, I've been dealing with stuff that I haven't wanted to release. My son knows it, but am I releasing it, son?
Yes, you are. Got to.
Yeah. So I have the same things that you all have. There was one conversation I just didn't want to have. I didn't want to have it. My son knows, but I had it. Okay. And there were certain things that I really didn't want to do, but I did it because we get in our own way of all the abundance that is sitting there waiting for us to be in the right frequency with a clean house, meaning all of this stuff we're going to talk about today, some of the stuff of getting in the way removed, gone, finute, finished. And a lot of people, we attach to that. We hold on to things. Like you get the people that hoard, they hoard a bunch of different stuff. But you got to clean all that stuff out because you have so much ready to come in to your life, more than you could ever imagine. More than you can ever imagine. And one of the dream interpretation was something that I was working on that to me looked kind of small right now, was going to be bigger than I could even imagine it. And I know what that is. It's the spiritual community, because you're getting these results of people loving on each other, praying for each other, that are amazing. And if you're a part of the Stepping Your Power community, put down in the comments what's going on for you. Truthfully, what's going on for you within the community. Back to you, son.
Well, I was curious, what day did you have the dream with the water? Because we just had the 39-year anniversary of Heart, if any of you know what that is.
I think it was the day before yesterday. And then yesterday I had the dream about the
crazy.
things.
Okay, so 810 Dads has the dream about water, guys, right? August 10th, that was the day we got hit with that 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Western Colombia, remember? And it was the same day we had all the record flooding happen, the day you had that dream, Pops. And then the next day was the anniversary of the patenting of HAARP, which, you know, we ain't going to get into that on this show. All I'll tell you is go research it and you'll understand what it's about. We had the dolphin typhoon that hit Japan that day when Pops had that dream. A lot of water events happening, Dad. And I think a lot of these things, some of them may be unnatural, some of them natural, part of the cyclical event that we're going through, this shift, right? I think a lot of them are related to that, but we're going through a lot of transitioning right now. Nobody's talking about anything going on with the weather. It kind of blows my mind, and it's a huge part of what's going on. And I'm like, man, why don't people talk about that? But yeah, the days you had them dreams about water, Pops, we had several major water events. I'm talking.
Yeah, and I want to talk more about the planets now. So I want to show a slide here.
Yeah, let's talk about
and we have a few slides. You know, we've got a total of 9, but you know, you're going to get to see my pretty face most of the time, and my son's icon there, unless he can turn himself into a little caricature, which is always cool. So here we go. 6 voices in the sky, 1 invitation within. And these are the planets receiving this rare alignment as an invitation to notice what is moving through your own sacred field. So you really got to look at that. Like, what is moving in you? What is moving in your life personally? What is moving in your life business-wise? What is moving in your life in all these different areas? Really take the time to think about that. But Jupiter, so we had these 6 alignments before dawn today. Jupiter, expansion, trust, generous possibilities. Mercury, message, awareness, clear expression. Mars, courage, movement, embodied action. Uranus, liberation, awakening, inspired change. Saturn, devotion, structure, lasting integrity. Neptune, spirit, vision, compassion, imagination. So all of these things, including the fact that we're sitting in the beginning of Pluto and Aquarius, by the way, which is the biggest astrological thing, that is the foundational thing. And then you have all of these other major things.
Awakening, the foundation.
Yeah, spiritual awakening, shaking the pillars of the crumbling of these systems that are no good, that are built on falseness and just they're disgusting. All of that shaking and falling apart and new being built. Okay. That's the Pluto and Aquarius. When you look at that, you can go on Google, wherever you want, and search the last 2,000 years, what's happened when Pluto's in Aquarius. It will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. And then you've got this day that they're saying is more active than in the last decade. And you've got other signs that are lasting years, or, you know, you talked about one sun that's lasting. We've got the one eclipse opening up 18 months. There's so much stuff happening.
Meteor shower.
Yeah.
And I'll butcher it, guys. And so I'm just going to spell it for you. Perseid, meteor shower. However, you pronounce that, in the 6th planet alignment that my Pops is talking about is Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all aligning today. So we're not going to see this again. And for my people that follow numerology and astrology, you know, this is a major transformation point, because Mercury is the planet that governs the mind. It's communication, thinking, information, decision making. Mars is the planet that puts action behind everything, right? It gives us the courage, the drive, the passion to move forward. And then Jupiter is the planet for expansion. So it's growth, abundance. It's why we're clearing out a lot of this old stuff, if you're actually doing what you're supposed to. And that's where the next planet comes in, Saturn, the planet of structure, discipline, responsibility, lessons, foundations. And of course, we got Uranus, who is the father of Saturn, as far as mythology goes, tied to awakening. That's the planet that really brings in that change and the big breakthroughs, followed with Neptune, the planet of the dream realm, the spirit tied to dreams and intuition. So, yeah, Pop's probably why you're having that really crazy dream. That's a weird, it's fascinating. You read to me what the dream meant, and I think it was pretty spot on. I've studied dream interpretations for a long time, but it is a crazy dream. I've had many different ones where I've been coughing up different things and can't get them to come out. I'm sure a lot of you have out there, and there's usually a message in that. Neptune speaking to you. That's the god of dreams, right? Neptune, Poseidon, it's the same entity. And Roman.
Yeah, different names, but we're all energy beings. And this body that we have here is mostly water, lots of salt. We're electricity. When you look at us under the most powerful microscope, what are we? We're vibrating pieces of electricity, of light. We're just vibrating energy. That's what we are. And we're in our soul, and our soul, oversoul, is having many experiences. So there could be Brother Jimmy's all over the place. Maybe they're not named Brother Jimmy. Maybe I'm a dog somewhere else or whatever. Who knows? But there's so many different experiences happening simultaneously for growth, right? For optimization. But it's interesting, all of these events with the planets happened early in the morning. And again, nothing like this is happening, all of these things, but nothing like these 6 planets is one of the biggest things for 2006. But then when you add everything else together, nothing like this has happened in a decade. Then you put Pluto in Aquarius and all the other things layered on top of it that are happening. Wow, big changes happening to this planet like no one's ever seen before. And to yourself, nothing's going to stop this change happening to all of us. It's whether you're going to fight against it or not, right? And look, I'm like you all, there's some things I didn't want to let go, but I am letting it go because I understand, my purpose is to be part of this spiritual community, stepinyourpower.com, with my son Tommy and sister Honey and all the other beautiful brothers and sisters, these folks that are in there just doing just amazing things are happening in there to help people, which is just a wonderful thing. And the other thing is wellness. We're going to be launching quantum energy wellness to help actual wellness practitioners, wellness centers that are in the cutting technology, the cutting edge technology to bring the new, I don't want to say healthcare system, but it is, the one that we have now is pretty horrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To bring this new system of wellness to the world and bring the best practitioners and the best people involved in it. So I know very clearly what my purpose is here and what it's going to do when I leave. And I've got to clear everything else that's in its way out, whether I want to or not. And believe me, I've been procrastinating, okay? And, this energy, these things happening has pushed me to barrel through it, right? To get through it. And if you don't know what those things are, really just do one column exercise and put at the top, what serves me, what doesn't, what serves me on one side, what does not serve me on the other, and start doing an inventory of your life. Start doing an inventory of your life. It's so, so important. Like my son said, Jupiter, expansion, faith. Mercury, communication, truth. Mars, action, courage. Uranus, awakening, breakthrough. Saturn, discipline, structure. Neptune, intuition, spiritual wisdom. Tune into these things. I always heard growing up, oh, well, astrology is of the devil. Everything was of the devil. My family was like the mother of the Water Boy. You ever watch the Water Boy with Adam Sandler? His mother said, she's from the, you know what I mean? Son, you see, she's from the devil. Right? She's from the devil. Judgmental people. You think Yahushua, Jesus, was judgmental?
No.
He told you not to judge. One of the few people that was on this planet, everyone refers to him as Jesus, and Mary Magdalene was the female version of that. but they didn't want to give women any kind of power back then. But someone who came here and walked the walk, embodied the Christ light, Christ consciousness, Christ blueprint, whatever name you want to give it, embodied the Holy Spirit, the Spirit, whatever you want to do it, and built the relationship with the divine creator, source, Heavenly Father, whatever you want to call it, like nobody has ever done before, and said, follow me, follow what I'm doing, and you will do greater things than I have done. If you really truly listen to the words that are available, and there's so many words that you have to really hunt for that they don't give you in that standard Bible. Okay, there's so many holy scriptures outside of that. It's amazing. And then believe me, where's the 366 books of Enoch? Huh, son?
They're called the Apocrypha works, the ones that they took out of the Bible. Yeah.
And there's more beyond that.
Like
the six,
John.
Right? 366 books of Enoch. Where are they at? They're the manuals, you know? They're the manuals and they're gone.
Well, they take out anything that doesn't fit the control structure. So anything that doesn't fit their narrative, then they take it out. And guys, just let me tell you, says the lion for all my decoders out there equals 30. And guys, that's the FPC code, 30 first player character code. So I bet you we get some, for all the first player characters, we're going to get some serious uploads and downloads from the, I call them, you know, from the sun during this time, especially from what they call the hidden sun, Sirius. And that is when it becomes visible again. So for any of you that don't know, this is when the Nile flooded back in ancient Egypt. So this is called helical rising, right? And right now, 8-8 is the peak of that, the Lionsgate portal. They used to, during the ancient times, they would honor Osiris and Isis. And before it was Osiris, Orion is the same thing. But that's where it stems from, just for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah, and let me finish up on the planets. Then we're going to go right into the total solar eclipse in Leo and the 18th month cycle. And we're going to talk about that more. And it's important that you know these things, folks. So when 6 planets align, they create a unified field of activation. All 6 frequencies arriving simultaneously. These planets have a lot to do with what's going on in our lives and what's going on in this planet and what's going on in the universe. Okay. Frequency. How do we work with this energy? We set an intention for each planet's gift. So each one of those things that my son talked about, and I read again about the planets, their gifts, set an intention for each one of them. Set an intention for each one of them. What expansion do you want? What truth do you need to speak? What actions are you ready to take? When I was pulling out these zip ties and I was pulling out this hair and sometimes clumps of hair, it was about speaking my truth. You have your throat chakra, right? Right here. And I was pulling that stuff out of it. And a lot of people do not speak their truth because they're afraid of it, or they're afraid that somebody will say something about it. Do not care what other people think about you. Care about what the divine thinks about you and what you think about you. That's the most important thing. Then everything else is secondary. Okay. It's so important for you to have people around you to support you. And again, that's why we recommend that you come on for free, join the community of light, stepinyourpower.com. You have nothing to lose except a little time signing up, and you have a lot to gain, believe me. And again, I would ask any members that are here watching this now live or the recording, please give your experience in the comments, because your comment can help someone transform their life. And we've watched a lot of transformations since this opened up last May in what's gone on in there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So now we're going to talk about the total solar eclipse in Leo in the 18-month cycle. And the total solar eclipse in Leo peaked at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's when I got blasted. And I don't know how many of you got blasted around that time, dizziness, maybe some stomach stuff, aches and pains, maybe some chest stuff. You know, there's a lot of different things that happen, but if you got blasted with something, put it in the comments. Let us know about that. This opens up an 18-month Aquarius Leo eclipse cycle, a cycle about balancing collective vision, Aquarius, with sovereign heart-led leadership, Leo. And what did my son talk about, Leo? It's so important to embrace that, right? Embrace that. You son, you said Leo's theme is authentic self-expression, courage, creativity, the sovereign heart, leadership from love, not fear. But they are fearless, the Leo. Talk a little more about Leo.
Well, what do you want to know? I mean,
how can somebody
I got a
embrace
slide I can add for you guys here to show you a little about the 6-planet alignment Pops is talking about in Leo, and it really goes over that whole thing I broke down for you. So here you guys go on there. The Lion's Gate portal, we know that started on 8/8, right? And that was really the amplification of this whole thing. So that's the peak of it. But we've been going through it a lot. And Dad, you mentioned that
it was July 27th. It's right. Interesting because Mercury was retrograde up until like I think July 23rd or something, and then the portal officially opened the 8/8 gate around I think July 27th, and then it peaked on the 8/8, and now it's closing here on 8/12 with all of these other things happening.
Okay, so to what Pop said, this is fascinating, guys, because 8/8, we're still in the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, which rotated. Well, during that time, we were coming out of the shadow phase, which we were just finishing it 2 days prior on 8/6. And that's when Mercury rotates around the sun every 88 days on 8/8. Remember Lahaina, that situation that happened in Lahaina happened on 8/8 in the 808 area code. And there's 88 piano key. So the number 88 is very connected to frequencies. And then when you have the 88, it amplifies that 8 energy, the infinity. But yeah, it's a very, very powerful alignment connected to these main astrological bodies: Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So it's exciting, Pops. We got another eclipse coming too, Dad. This month, which is going to be, I believe that in the 28th, maybe. I'm not sure.
It's somewhere in the 20th. But you think about the total solar eclipse is in Leo, right? Guys. It was in Leo. And again,
it's all Leo. It's all tied.
Yeah, Leo theme all over the place, and it is again what this eclipse is seeding is new chapters of heart-led leadership. What you plant in this window grows for 18 months. So whatever it's pushing you to get rid of what is not serving your highest purpose. So if you don't know what that is, you really got to spend some time praying, meditating in silence and get it down. I'm very clear what it is for me. My son's very clear what it is for him. It's kind of what it is for me. Some of it's for him too, right? So it's kind of for both of us, and we're taking care of it, right? There's some stuff for him personally, me, but business wise, we work together in business, so we both share that cleaning that up. What is not serving us? I was very involved in the Patriot side, right? And that's warning and fighting against and boom, 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 boom. That doesn't fit with the spiritual side. It doesn't. Okay. And if you go and you listen to a lot of these Patriot influencers out there, they are fighting against. And we were supporting people that were fighting against, but our energy was attached to that. And now it's all about us looking at the new and building the new earth, and let that stuff work itself out. Let it work itself out. The divine creator has its perfect timing for all of that to work out. And remember, the governments of the world are crumbling. They can put on their little fake thing, like we're great. And, the world's in debt by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trillions of dollars, okay? Hundreds of trillions. And it's a monopoly game of fake money. It's really just credits, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's all falling apart. And with robotics and AI, the job market is going to shrink. So we got to come up with a way where people can pay for food, water, shelter, energy, the basic necessities that every life on this planet should have. That's where money should be directed, where every life on this planet has all the basic needs. And then we start cleaning up Mother Earth. We start making sure everybody's right. We start doing what's right. And with robotics and AI, we're going to be able to build stuff so much faster, so much quicker. Things are going to cost a lot less. Okay? They're going to cost a lot less. So let me go through this, and then you can show that other side you got, son. Slide you got, son. And I got one. Don't mix me up here.
No, I got it out
I got one. I got to show here. So again, a new cycle opens to the heart of Leo, the eclipse, the threshold moment for releasing what has outlived its sacred purpose. What has outlived its purpose for you? The new moon, a quiet seed point. Name the intention you are ready to tend with love. And then the invitation. Choose sovereign expression without leaving community or nervous system safety behind. What becomes possible when your light no longer asks permission to be seen? So this is all about you. This is all about us individually and also collectively. But as an individual, as you increase your frequency, you're lifting all boats. And when you increase your frequency and energy to overflow, like, again, I'm working on things, but my energy, and my son will tell you, and people around me know, it's very overflowing, okay? And that's what you need to do. You never want to deplete yourself. You want to give people energy because you're overflowing. That's really super important. The Lion Gate connection, the 8-8 portal opens this transmission. The eclipse is completing and anchoring it. So the Lion Gate's 8-8 portal opened it, and the eclipse is anchoring it. There's no way to avoid this. It's better to just go with the flow, or like one of our beautiful members in Step of Your Power said, grow with the flow. I like that. Grow with the flow, and not fight against this energy, and not fight against what is working on getting out of your life because it's not serving your higher purpose. That's so important. So, and then some, we'll talk about this, and because I got something to go over with you. But what is one area of your life where you are ready to lead from your heart and not from fear or approval? So think about that. Think about what that is. What is that area? And then what is the eclipse asking of the collective right now? What do you think, son, in your opinion? What do you think this eclipse is asking from us as a collective?
I don't think it's asking. I think it's forcing people to change. Like, so things that are no longer serving us, it's forcing you to make them changes now. We're seeing that in our own life. So we didn't have the option. It just happened. And sometimes you might get nervous, guys, but trust me, it's a good thing. It's always for your best interest. So you might get nervous, like, oh, I don't have enough time to do this. Just breathe, take it one day at a time, and don't stress. Don't let that anxiety take over you. But yeah, I think it's forcing us to change. And really during this period, you got to pay attention to your dreams, guys. You really do. It's so important. That the thing we were talking about with dreams, Dad, the other slide I had was just showing about the next eclipse, the one that happens, the lunar eclipse. So what is the next eclipse that we have coming up on August 27th through the 28th? A deep partial lunar eclipse, about 93% of the moon enters Earth's dark umbrella shadow. Why it matters: the eclipse follows the August 12th Leo solar eclipse and closes the eclipse season with that powerful reset point. What does Pisces represent? That energy. Pisces is linked to intuition, emotion, and dreams. That's the power. Remember, we broke down in the beginning, it was all tied to dreams because the planetary alignment is connected to Neptune, the planet of dreams. So it's tied to dreams, spirituality, surrendering, and endings, Dad. The spiritual message: Leo said, become who you are. Pisces said, release who you no longer need to be. And I really vibe with that, bro.
Yeah, it's over and over and over. It's smacking you upside the head.
Right.
It's literally hitting you like a truck of energy. There's no way to move away from it. There's no way to get away from it. And it will keep going. Meaning, if you, first of all, you're not going to feel like you should feel by fighting against it. You will feel right when you are releasing these things that no longer serve you. You feel great. I mean, after that conversation I didn't want to have, and then I had the conversation, wow, like a big giant weight came off of me. Okay? When I finally made the deal with Jack and the Patriot thing, wow, a big weight came off of me. Because I'm meant to focus on the spiritual community and the wellness side of the equation. And then we have technology that I won't get into on this show. I've talked about it before, that'll bring Mother Earth back, the biosphere back thousands of years, okay? In a good way, not a bad way, and calm the earth and calm all of this energy. Why is the earth shaking? Why are the volcanoes popping off? Most of it's natural because of the energy. There's so much energy hitting this planet. Man-made energy and the energy that's coming from the sun, from the divine, from us, from our heart frequency increasing, from the ascension happening, from more people's frequency rising. All of this is happening simultaneously. So yeah, Mother Earth's going to shake. I'm here still in Las Terrenas, Dominican Republic. I've been down here since February 4th. And I told you, son, we had a 4.8 earthquake here. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'd never experienced a shaking like that.
Yeah,
it was quite interesting, but I wasn't afraid because I understand what's going on here. I understand, and what we all need to do is pray for Mother Earth and, really, really work together and pray together and declare and decree, an easy transition for Mother Earth, right? Because we all are part of her. We all are connected to her. We all live on her, and we all need to pray for her. And, I can't wait as we go along here these next 2 decades. And I'm 61 years young now, and I'll be 80 years young then. And with the reverse aging stuff they got going on, I got another 5 years, and I'll be, moving back into my 30s, and most of you all will too. So it's exciting times to be alive. It really is. And the things that we're doing on this planet together, if you're watching this, I know you're part of our soul family, or you're part of our soul group. You're some way, we're all here to do this work together. And it's really, really super exciting. But I want to talk about Lionsgate completion and integration practice, okay? Because that's the next segment that we're going to go through. Go ahead, son.
Into that segment, Pops. I just want to remind you guys, down in the description, you can own. This is only available for you guys too. We got some amazing technology, and it's the energy protection bundle. So you get the energy wellness band, the EMF protection disc, and this is all based on energy technology. So me and Honey did a show on the 12-strand angelic DNA. I made the slide for this, so I kept it here because I thought it was such a phenomenal slide at really breaking down this technology. That link will be down below. You can get other products, but this is only available for you guys during the show. You can't get it on the website, and it really is phenomenal technology, especially with what we're dealing with the environment, with these stressors like certain environmental stressors.
Well,
Let's
yeah, I've always got mine on and I take it off at about 3 hours before I want to go to sleep. And I always have this here and I replace both of them every year. And what this does is it mitigates the harmful effects of EMF radiation and frequency attacks. So literally I got a big screen, I got a computer, I got my Starlink, I got all of that stuff. I got discs on all my Starlink, I got discs on my my modem. And it puts out a combined uniqueness of 400 frequencies that help keep the body, energetic body, and the physical body leveled out to where you don't get those harmful effects of all of this frequency attack. And we are getting blasted. Okay, so we are getting blasted. And that stuff will change over time, but right now it is what it is. And they're talking about 6G that's 100 times faster than 5G. And they're talking about data centers in space and 6G satellites and all of that. So, they've already got the Earth like a microwave oven with the amount of electromagnetic pollution in the biosphere. That's why we're having issues with the magnetic field and all of that. But all of that's going to be reversed, and we're going to get that all cleaned up. But the Lion Gate portal opened on, again, 8/8, and it completed today on 8/12. What has been activated in your...
Get it again, please? That link is in the description, guys. We'll just go down the description. You'll see the link down there.
Yeah. And if you want to comment, we can also drop you the link because we handle all those comments and make sure that you get that. Also, it's in Step in Your Power. We have it in the community post, how you can help support the community, right? So it's really important to help support the community. And, when I started building out that community and, my son was working with me and then Sister Honey came and we worked together, I thought originally, man, this is going to help a lot of people. I didn't understand the impact it would have on me personally.
Me either.
And man, it has changed me. Man, it has helped me move towards my higher purpose, to step into my power. And I'm so grateful for it, and that's the divine telling me to do it back in March, saying, okay, I gave you this domain name, get it up, move now. And I listened, I paid attention. And that's
I met some of the coolest people I've ever met in my life on stepintoyourpower.com. I told Dad the other day, if I didn't have to go on big social media like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I call it to go fishing, guys, because I go fishing to wake people up. And then, me, I got to bring them in the beginning stage. I'm getting the people that are freshly red pilled. Then I want to move them over to my dad, honey, what we're doing over here at Step Into Your Power, because that's the ultimate goal. I don't want them to get stuck in the wake up phase. We got to wake them up. But then past that, you don't want to get stuck in that. It's that doom and gloom. You want to move on to working on yourself and that inner alchemy and really stepping into the best version of yourself, because you can get addicted in that waking up phase if you don't know how to protect yourself. I do it because I have to for fishing. If I didn't, trust me, I wouldn't. Guys, I'd be all focused on spirituality, 110%, because that's what you really want to do. Go ahead, back to you, Pops.
Yeah, I want to show this here. So anchor what the Lion Gate seeded in you. Let insight become an embodied, sustainable choice. Number one, remember, name the truth, gift, or desire that became clear during the Lion Gate window. So between July 27th and 8/12, think about that. Number two, release. Let one outdated rule, mask, or approval pattern soften without force. Number three, so my son and I are doing that right now, and I'm sure a lot of you are doing it also. Number three, receive. Choose one grounded action that lets your sovereign light become visible in daily life. Your body knows when the invitation is true. Let it lead. So one of the things that you've got to really focus on is your mind. Your mind wants to analyze everything. It wants to bring up the past. It wants to think about tomorrow. It wants to do all of that stuff. And what you have to do is bring it back to center. You have to take mastership over your mind. And it's always going to wander, but the more you bring it back to center, the more you tell it, like I call my mind Mr. Brain. I say, Mr. Brain, I want you to focus only on the relationship with the divine when you're wandering, and all of the gratitude of all the divine's giving us for stewardship. This beautiful place that the divine's given us to stay, that every day I go to the ocean over there, almost every day, 5 days a week, and get in there and have my conversation with the divine, my soul family, my spirit guides, my angels, all of it. Okay. And I feel their presence strong. I mean, strong. That's what I want you to focus on, Mr. Brain. I don't care about things that I need to do for the business tomorrow or issues that I need to resolve. I'll deal with them at the time. You don't need to waste your time, Mr. Brain, thinking about that. I'm telling you, that's what I do. And you have to do it, because if you don't, your mind it's just freaking doing millions of things. And you do not want your mind to master you. You need to master your mind. It's so important. So important. So the first identifying what is no longer serving you, you must do that. You really need to think about that. Again, I'm pretty clear on it, and I'm moving very rapidly at clearing that, because I already got the downloads through dreams and through actual meditation and downloads, hearing that voice within, that get your cupboards clean, get your house in order, get your stewardship at 100%, as close to that, because I have so much to have you steward, and all of us have that. Okay. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. A lot of wealth is going to be moving to the righteous, but to the righteous that have the right stewardship. Because if you don't have the right stewardship and you're not going to do what it takes to get there, again, information without implementation is meaningless. So I can sit here, Sister Honey can sit here, my son Tommy can sit here, Sister Nancy, all these beautiful brother Vaughn, all these beautiful people, Paula, all these beautiful people that we have in the Step Your Power, and they can give you, help you and give you information, and we can give you the blueprint to the kingdom within you. But if you don't implement it, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of knowledge that you're not using. And believe me, most people do not implement. And that's a sad thing. And I feel the frequency, the shaking and the frequency increasing will get more people implemented. And that is something that I've been waiting for a long time. And I'm excited about that. That's coming. So let's go into, I want to talk about some grounding. Son, we're going to do a little bit of grounding here. And again, I'm actually on my grounding mat. And some of you might think, well, Jimmie, you're just saying that, ain't you? No. There it is. See it? There it is. So no, it's right under my desk, and
Yeah,
I'm
I got
on it.
mine too. You guys just got
Yeah.
to take my word on it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying, I am, I'm on it. And when I feel all this energy coming, man, I got to get it through. I don't want my nervous system to be overloaded. So you better be grounding on the earth, on a mat. You should go into a creek, into grass, into a field, into the woods, somewhere in nature. Spend more time in nature. I've been doing that myself a lot. I've been taking it easy on myself. And my son and I have been talking about not working as many hours as I've been working, because it's all about divine timing and it's all about balance, right? Getting all of ourselves back into balance. So one of the things you want to do is when you're grounding, if you're putting your feet on a mat, if you're outside or you're inside, or you don't have a mat, you can, like Sister Honey talks about, you can, visualize these roots, whether they're golden roots going into the earth, wrapping around Mother Earth's amethyst chamber, where she's all got the what is it called, son? This one right here.
Amethyst.
Yeah, and that is the cave that soul resides in, and grounding yourself to the center of the earth, into there,
Yes,
and visualizing that, but then really, putting your hand on your heart, your left hand, your feminine, and then your masculine over it. Or you could put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly, whatever you choose to do. And breathe in and pump your stomach. Don't breathe where you feel like in the lungs, breathe where you're filling your stomach. You're doing that like you're pumping a fire, with one of those things that make the fire hotter. You want to breathe and pump your stomach and hold it for 4 or 5 seconds. As you're breathing in, you're holding it, and then you're breathing out 4 or 5 seconds. You're stopping for about 4 or 5, 6 seconds, and you're breathing in again, and then breathe in again. So you could even breathe in and take another breath on top of it and hold it, and then repeat it. And do that for a few minutes with your mind. If it wanders, your mind, meditation, people tell me, well, I can't do meditation, Brother Jimmie. My mind is wandering. Yeah, we all have that happening. But it's the exercise of bringing it back to center that matters. That's what's training your mind. Bringing it back to center, bringing it back to center. And really ground yourself. And you got to breathe. You got to breathe and let that energy settle within you. Your nervous system within this body, you want to call it a physical body, it really, again, is vibrating energy. But this body, you got to take care of your nervous system. You got to take care of grounding and take care of having the proper minerals. That's why I love the ocean so much, because I think it's got like 90 minerals in it. So I'll even take the salt water and put it in my mouth and move it around and spit it out. And I'll do that a few times as I'm walking back and forth in it and absorbing into my skin. Make sure you're getting the right minerals, magnesiums, a good daily vitamin that has all of these things that you're not getting in your food. Eating better, energetic food like fruits and vegetables, right? I've been doing a lot less. The only thing I do eat meat-wise is chicken. And that's it, Brother Jimmie. And I'll tell you, I'm going to evolve off of chicken. I'm going to evolve off of chicken too.
What are you going, all organic?
I don't know. Whatever God wants, wherever I go, I go. I'm not like, I like chicken, but
terrible. That's what my thoughts are on it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Go ahead,
right.
Pop. Sorry.
But anyways, what happens, and that's okay. But, make sure that you're putting grounding in every day. Like I had to run Cindy for some tests to the hospital, and I didn't do my Tai Chi gun and my grounding, and I felt it. I felt it. Mm-hmm. I felt it. So I work on doing grounding every single day. And maybe once in a while I'll miss a day, but I try not to miss any days. Okay? Because it's so important that you do that. Really important that you breathe.
It's just like if you suffer from fiber problem, right? Many of you can probably relate to this out there. And then you miss that one day of taking your fiber pill, you wish you would have never missed that day. It's like that with the energy work, right? Once you start to vibrate at a certain frequency, if I miss my walks in the morning where I have to get in my 10,000 steps, people think that's a lot, but you really, the average human's supposed to take at least that for a healthy heart. And you should look up the amount of water we're supposed to drink a day. So we just got to strive for these goals if we want to vibrate at the highest frequency. Sorry, Pops, but.
Well, no, son, yeah, absolutely. This is me and you together. And having a negative ion device that you can get on Amazon, and you get like 4 of them, you plug into your wall. They're like little devices. I have them in every room here. I have them every room in Austin, because negative ions, look at what negative ions do for the people on the planet. It's amazing. And they've cut down, they say, half the trees. So they removed half of the tree's negative ions. The great thing about it is, again, we have access to these devices that are already placed all over the world, that one of them is like 1,000 Amazon rainforests of negative ions. So it's powerful. And by the way, that scientist is creating that. The divine downloaded those blueprints, and the other light beings have been helping with that technology. Once there's 350 of those strategically laid across the planet, put in the planet, you're going to see all kinds of good things happening. We just had one put in Austin last quarter, and the weather has changed tremendously. Rain's coming. There's a lot of stuff happening over there. So as these things are put out, only 350 of them, $25 million to deploy all 350. Look at what we waste money on. The government wastes money on. You think the planet is more important than wasting money on all this other stuff and getting more negative ions into the environment that helps the planet and the people? And just go on any Google's AI or any AI and ask what are the benefits of negative ions to people on the planet, and your mind will be blown if you don't know. And then get yourself some negative ion devices to plug in. You can get them, like I said, like 4 or 5 of them for $25, and then get yourself an air purifier and keep it clean. Don't just let it run forever and not sweep it out and clean it and change the filters once in a while. Keep it clean and air your house out. And, I have crystals around me. I have, things protecting me. I do that. That's, I keep my house. When people come here, it's like I had my sister-in-law and her boyfriend here a couple of weeks ago. They said they've never felt more positive energy in a location than here. I like hearing that. You know what I mean? Because I work hard for that to happen here. It's really important, and you should be too, because your energy is contagious and it will affect your family. You don't have to walk their journey, but if you focus on your connection first with the divine, and that will overflow to everybody else. There's no doubt about it. What did the Lion Gates activate in you? What became clear? What shifted? So think about from July 27th until now, those things. What did it activate in you? What became clear? What shifted? Think about that. It's so important that you're aware of these things and that you just don't let them go by. You need to be aware of them for your own good. And then, Son, anything else on this about the Lion Gate completion? Because we're going to we have 2 more segments to go through. We're going to talk about the new moon, attention, and the meteor shower.
Do your thing, brother. I got one thing for the end. That's it.
Okay. So and I'm not going to mess this up. So new moon, attention, and oh my goodness, Perseid meteor shower. I don't even know how you say it, but Perseid meteor shower.
Terrible.
So that meteor shower peaks tonight, August 12th through 13th, up to 100 meteors per hour. With the new moon, darkest sky of the month conditions are perfect. The universe is celebrating. Spiritual significance of meteor shower, cosmic fire, wishes granted, prayers carried to the heavens. New moon in Leo. This lunar reset is the seed point inside the eclipse portal. The darkest sky holds the brightest intention. What are you planting in this new moon window? So what are you planting? What are you planting, or what have you planted that you're nurturing, that you're watering, that you're growing? Think about that. It's really important. My son and I were talking about today, because he's working on the next evolution of the decoding system, and he's using me as the beta. I guess the guy, and I was reading what it said, and know thyself, know who you are, know what you're here to do, and course correct and stay on the path that is laid out for you by the divine, so you can step into your power like you've never done before. And everything that you can imagine, as long as it's within alignment with your higher self and the reason you're here, will flow to you easier than you've ever seen it before. So important. Okay.
People message me like, Tommy, I can't book no decode. It won't let me. I said, yeah, I got to shut off right now. When I'm launching the new. So any of you guys that snuck in at the end there, you got lucky, because the new version will come soon, and then I'll relaunch that. So don't worry, that's all that is behind the scene. We always like to make things even better for you guys. So I'm always trying to optimize myself and do the best I possibly can for you. And I'm learning, guys. So I learn every day. I learn new things and new ways of looking at things and decoding. I find out new methods. We're constantly, because we are the supercomputer, the super quantum computer. So like Dad said, our mind always trying to analyze things. Yes, we do want to bring that back to center, but not always a bad thing if you can learn how to control it. You just don't want it running wild on you, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And I have to show these here. So that meteor shower is peaking tonight.
Yeah,
So
that's
plant a seed, watch for the light. The new moon offers a quiet beginning. This meteor shower invites wonder. Together they create a simple ceremony of intention and remembrance. Number one, ground. Feel feet on the earth. Let your exhale lengthen. Number two, name. Write one intention your body can live. And number three, receive. Look to the sky. Let wonder be enough. So go out there, you know, as this is happening, you know, this meteor shower that's happening and is peaking. You know, go outside after dark. It's going to be in the northeast side. Focus over there. Make your wishes. Set your intentions, and let the cosmos receive them. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Okay. It's all connected. We're all inside of the divine. Nothing lives outside of the divine. Nothing. Everything's made of it, and everything's in it, and there's nothing outside of it. So this is something, affirmation that you should say. I am the living expression of sacred light, attuned to the rhythm of my highest truth. I receive this cosmic convergent with ease, grace, and sovereign power.
And you
Breathe
can say
in.
any affirmation, guys.
Yeah,
Anyone that feels good for
but
you.
this is just one that we have for that, and we have a whole bunch more in Step Into Your Power that
Yeah,
you can
lots of.
utilize if you aren't,
This is a great one, though. Great.
yeah. This one is for this moment. Okay. So this is for the moment. Breathe it in, let your body receive the words. This is for this moment while you're watching that meteor shower to utilize that affirmation. I'm going to tell you, when I wake up in the morning, the hour of power is the 30 minutes you get up in the morning and the 30 minutes before you go to bed at night. And what is the first thing I do with the 30 minutes I get up in the morning? I go down and I put the coffee on and I sit and I read all my affirmations. Where do I get my affirmations from? I go into Step Into Your Power. I go into the Power Portal. I go to the Practice Portal. I click on that and I look at the affirmations and I go through all of the ones that I need to say in the morning. And then I go through all of the affirmations for the 7 chakras. Okay. And I do that first. And then I have my conversation with God. It takes me about 45 minutes to go through that conversation. And some of it is repetition and some of it's unique. Okay. Based on how I feel with the spirit. And I spend that time having that conversation and listening, really listening. Then I do my Tai Chi Kung, where I'm working on all my energy centers. I'm breathing. And by the way, I breathe through all of this. I breathe through the affirmations. I breathe through my conversation with God. And I breathe through, of course, the Tai Chi Kung, because that's what I'm supposed to do. And then I head over to the ocean. And I go for my walk in the ocean. And I continue my conversation with God and with my soul family and spirit guides. So important that you do that. It helps you tremendously. I mean, tremendously. It's really, really important. The 4 events together, the planets aligned this morning. The eclipse opened a new cycle at midday. The lion gate completed. And tonight, the meteors carry your intentions to the stars. This is a complete cosmic ceremony today. So embrace it. Embrace it. It's been intense, but embrace it because it's going to help rocket you to the next level. That's what its intent is. That's what its purpose is. So embrace it, embody it, and make it happen for yourself. because it can. Anything you want to talk about on that, son, before we move to the last segment here?
No, sir. I agree with what you said there. I was just getting ready to share this on. That's why I paused. I didn't want to make the audio go on.
Okay, no problem. No problem. And I know I usually do this with Sister Honey, but she had her stuff done, and my son's here with me tonight, and she'll be back next week on the community gathering and things that we're doing. So we're excited for that, and we're excited to be here with you because we love you all very much. Believe me when I'm telling you, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't care about you. And it's so important. This is a lot of work to do. A lot of personal investment went into this. This is just getting close to breaking even, okay, paying for itself. We're not in this to make money. We're in this to bring souls to the Creator, build relationships with the Creator. I'm at a point in my life where you know what the wealth is? How many people can you bring to the light? All of us. How many people from our overflowing and from what we do can we help bring to the light? How many people can we help increase their frequency? That's what it's all about. Okay. That's what it's all about. So let me go here and show this slide right here. So choose the support that meets your where you're at. Of course, this slide is spelled wrong, so again, everything is in the description below there. And then we're not going to show that one yet. Sometimes it doesn't make my slides right, but that happens. You know what I mean? So the information for Bodyline is in the description. It's Bodyline, BODYALIGN.com/power. That's for the community. And then, of course, step into your power you see right here in here. Okay. So you have just received the transmission from
It's not
5.
in the description, Pops.
Huh?
I don't see it in the description. So maybe we'll update it after the video, though, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, this is, I'm looking at the description now. Oh, yep, you're right. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
But it will be in the description. We'll
We're
put it
asking
in
me.
there. I'll make sure it's in there right after we get done here and put it in there. No problem at all. I'll make sure of it. I thought it was in the description, but apparently it wasn't. Okay.
No
So
big
you just have received a transmission again from 5 cosmic events simultaneously. Take a moment to feel what has shifted. What shifted within you. Sacred bridge for those ready to go deeper. Again, if you want something to help you mitigate all of these harmful frequencies that's going on, the EMF radiation, and this is not my son saying it or me saying it, it's third-party validation all over the place. They're talking about 5G and EMF radiation and what it's doing. It's even banned in some countries around classrooms for kids. Okay, because it's shutting your ATP channel down in your cell, not allowing any nutrition in and no nutrition out. So again, we'll put the link in where you can get the band and you can get the disc for free. Don't go there and do anything until that link's in there, and I'll make sure that right after I'm done here that I get those links in there. Stepinyourpower.com, very simple. You can see it there, and then we'll get the link where you go to the page and get that offer there, that gift. When you buy the band, you get the gift of the disc, and that covers you for a year, right? So for $59.95, you're covered for a year. So take $59.95 plus the shipping, divide it by 12. Is that worth the investment? I would say yes. It's up to you though. Okay.
And when I break down my last slide, guys, I'll have Pop sneak over there and update the description. That's how quick he can do that. So we'll have it in there for you guys when I do my last slide for the people that were asking about that stuff, because it is important, and we'll make
sure.
Well,
go ahead and pull up your slide right now, son.
Okay.
Go ahead and do that.
I'll break it down for him. So what I wanted to go over, not this one, wrong one, guys. Sorry. Here we go. This is the one. Okay. So 2020 7 coming up. I talked to my pops about this, and this is going to be a significant year. And we talked about these eclipses, right? Well, our next one coming up, the big one, guys, is February 6th of 2027. That's a Ring of Fire eclipse right over the motherland, Africa. Now, these master number years are very significant. I found out the ones with 11 happen every 9 years, 9, 11. And we see these years. What I mean by a master number year, when you break down the numerology and add it up, the date adds up to 11, 22, or 33. These are master numbers, so they cannot be reduced. So if you have the number 44, right, you would use Pythagorean reduction. 4 plus 4 becomes 8. You reduce it to its lowest form, and that's the energetic frequency of that number. You don't do that with 11, 22, and 33. So here we have a breakdown of the master number years. 1993, that was Waco, I think, wasn't it, guys? That was the 22 year. 2002, 22 the year. Them are good years for building. That's the master builder number. 2013, that was the year Jorge Mario Bergoglio came in as the Pope. A lot of significant events. That was a 33 year. And the Pope, think about this, guys. The Pope wears his outfit literally has 32 buttons. His head represents the 33rd. I'm not joking. And they bring him in on that year. So very significant. And the next one we have after 2027 is 2036. Down below, I put a list of the ones we had. 2018 was the previous one we had, guys, prior to this. And then it breaks down the cycles of them. So yeah, 2027, Pops, I think that's going to be a big year for us. Real significant shift for everything that we've been stabilizing and building. It's really going to amplify in 2027. And that's when we're going to see a lot of things, I think, explode on the world stage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that link's there. I put that, I just cut and pasted what I had in Step in Your Power, and it's there already. So I put it there. But it's so important that, you know, that you really watch this again. If you need to take some notes, get into Step in Your Power. We have all of these practice tools for you in the practice portal. We have everything you need in there. We can, if you need prayer requests, believe me, you're going to see Brother Jimmie asking for prayers in there. You're going to see a lot of other people. My son Tommy's asked multiple times for prayers in there. You know, we ask for other people for prayers in there. You know, so you're in a community that loves you and wants to help you, and, you know, wants you to step into your power, wants you to help feed the collective. Again, you are the portal. You are the power. So utilize this once in a decade. 6 planets, a new moon, a solar eclipse, line gate, and the meteor shower, all in one day.
I don't think we'll have another day like this in a long time, guys. So.
No, maybe not in our lifetimes. Maybe not in the rest of our lifetime will we have a day like this. So be grateful for this day. Be thankful for this day.
That we got
and take the time to lay stuff out, what is serving you and what is not serving you. And even if something's not serving you that you're attached to, let it go. Brother Jimmie's doing it. And I am like you. I really am. I mean, we're all, there's so much similarity in all of us. We're all part of the divine. We're all made of the divine. We're all connected. We're all brothers and sisters, whether you like that or not. And by the way, that's the highest way of flattering, or the highest compliment you can give somebody, because we all are family. We all are part of the divine. None of us are outside of it, whether we're on planet Earth or other planets or other dimensions or anything. We're all in the divine. So we're all connected.
Yeah.
Son, you want to say anything before we close out tonight?
Just one thing. If you're not part of Step Into Your Power, guys, go join and check out. It's in the free community. I wrote this post on my perspective about what if when we die, our consciousness still exists in one of the other multiverse. Dolores Cannon had amazing work on it. My homegirl Honey C. Golden, she's got some really cool thoughts and work on it. So check that out over there. You know, we try to keep the greats alive like Dolores Cannon and these amazing people that came before us and passed on so much knowledge. You know, a lot of people will use their work and not pay homage. I always try to pay homage to the greats that came before us. So we love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us and tuning in.
Yeah, well, we love you all very much. And again, if you're part of the community right now, the community of light, the sanctuary of empowerment, please put your comments below. Let people know what's going on over there for you. If you're not, what are you waiting for? Come on over. You know, it costs you nothing but a little bit of your time. Love you all very much. Look forward to seeing you in there. Take care. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Love you guys.